Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. I've been on a trailer watch and go the last few days, man. We've been talking movies, we've been talking clearly lots of trailers, and after watching the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer, which if you want to see my reaction to that, you can see it right up there. I said, you know what? I got enough juice in me to take a look at one more trailer. I had a whole batch of trailers in my folder that's just about dwindled down to, there are a couple more that maybe we'll look at, maybe we won't. I had a bunch in there that I was like, we could maybe do this or maybe do that. But there's one more trailer that was in there that I definitely wanted to watch, so we're going to include it in this little run that we're having. And that dives back over into the world of Marvel and into a trailer for a show that didn't seem to be trending really well as we were starting to hear things about it around production, like we were going to just get all of the episodes dropped. Yet this trailer dropped a couple weeks ago, and people seemed to be pretty stoked. And then we started hearing things like, this is going to be TVMA. This might be the bloodiest thing we've ever gotten in the world of Marvel. I got excited about all those things. What are we talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We're getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for Marvel Studios' Echo. And look, I know lots of people were not stoked, right? You heard that they were dropping all the episodes at one time. Just that there were elements of this story coming out of Hawkeye that like people didn't love. Yet the idea of Echo and more story that features, Kingpin and getting another look at the Daredevil that we'll be getting in the upcoming Daredevil series, like those are all things that should be exciting, I would think. But Echo not having the powers that like she's traditionally used to having, that there were things that rightfully so people were like, this Echo show's probably not going to be that good. But the little rumblings I heard about this trailer kind of got me thinking that maybe this show could turn into a positive for Marvel, if you lean into the violence and the brutality that can come from anybody who is attached to Kingpin. I'm kind of here for that stuff. I'm here for those stories. The little bit that we got of Echo in Hawkeye, I thought set things up where it's like, knowing she was going to get her own show and that would be a precursor into Daredevil, I was intrigued. But the way the world is, specifically in the world of superheroes, lots of people saying lots of things before we get to see things. This happened with the Marvels. A lot of haters talking a lot of hate about the Marvels before that movie was even out. And I finally went and saw that movie. It was pretty damn good, man. It was a really enjoyable, fun movie. So it's like we're in this era of like, if people can get the negative energy high, these things can get derailed and turn people off. And yet then when they find the audiences, you're like, why was there all this negative talk? Why did we get to a place where the Marvels ended up with like the lowest box office in Marvel history? Like, it's just so weird. And I was getting that vibe with Echo until this trailer came out. And then it seemed like people were like, maybe this might not be so bad. Or at least be interesting in doing something different from Marvel, being TVMA and being very bloody. I'm here for those things. That tracks with Kingpin, and if you're bringing Daredevil in, and like things that we're gonna want to see in that world, especially if somehow we get John Bernthal's Punisher involved in some way. Like, there are things that Marvel's gonna have to do to make some properties work the way that they worked, where people were really psyched about them. So maybe Echo can be kind of like a launch board to say like, hey, maybe Marvel can do the things that we're not sure they can do. Anyway, let's not waste any more time, man. Let's get the trailer up for you. I've got it up right here. And let's see what's going on with Maya and Kingpin and everybody that's involved in the official trailer for Marvel Studios' Echo. I think it's Maya. Yeah, Maya. All right, cool. Want?
I see everything that you are.
There's where Kingpin stepped in to adopt this little girl. Or just give it to people. Oh, man. As an angry, angry dad. I love him in the white suit, though. That he gets splattered with blood, and it's just so good.
Don't be afraid.
Now now she's a killer. This January, I tell you, I love these sound design and scoring that's going on here.
So much pain in you. So much rage
Yes.
that you can't contain it.
No bad deed goes unpunished would be my guess. Yeah, there it is. Oh, shoot! Bro. There's Daredevil!
You and I are the same.
Yeah, that rage, man. Tap into it, Maya.
So,
Shot him point blank in the face last time these two saw each other at the end of Hawkeye. All 10 episodes streaming. What was that? Was that January 10th? Look. Does it look like something that's absolutely gonna blow you away? No. But if you didn't know that this was a comic book entry and you just showed this trailer to someone random, it's like, hey, this is a show that's coming out on HBO. I think people would be like, yo, I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going on here with this little deaf girl. It's a good, for an official trailer, I don't think it really gave us too much, like as far as like storyline other than like, you know, Maya's gonna be fighting people and maybe either embracing or trying to get away from the fact that she is very similar with her rage as her adoptive dad and Kingpin. But like I said, the scoring, the color gradient, the show looks really, really good. Like just visually. You give me tight choreography and a little bit of action that we saw. There's definitely a darkness with this one that you don't really feel in a lot of other Marvel shows. So, yeah, look, could it be a negative that we're getting all 10 episodes at once? I think I would say yes, in the sense that maybe it's not a show that could sustain week to week. But maybe if you give all 10 at once, people will be like, yo, that was actually pretty solid. Because we've seen that happen with Marvel shows before. We've seen that happen with other shows where it's like on a week to week, it's kind of tough. You know, Mando, a perfect example. I heard a lot of people that were not super high on the last season of Mando. I didn't get to watch it when it was on week to week, so I binged it. And on the binge, I thought it played really, really well. So that could be what's going on here, right? Like maybe Marvel doesn't think it's got the power or the staying power to grip audiences for 10 weeks. But if you give it all at once with a character that people aren't too familiar with, involved with another character that people are familiar with, and another character on the outskirts that lots of people are, you know, familiar with and that we're all excited to see coming into the world of Marvel, like, I think this show could work in just, I'm going to sit back and watch 10 episodes at one time type of deal. Now, that being said, I don't think this is helping anything with Marvel's identity crisis. And that's one of the things that I think Marvel is struggling with. You're coming off of Loki, Season 2, right back to the pinnacle of what we've gotten since Endgame, right? Like, the best stuff that's come out of Marvel, for me, Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2, WandaVision. Like, you're coming off of, you know, that second season of Loki, and that was right there with this first season is my favorite thing that's come out on Disney Plus for them. And you're dipping your toe back into the multiverse story. And, you know, that was a show that felt like something that could be starting to gear us up for wherever we're going with the Avengers storyline. But now, like, you know that that's coming. But when you leave Loki, what is the identity? Like, it doesn't feel like these movies and series and things are all building to the same thing. That's what made, I think, Marvel so special. Those first three phases is, yes, we're introducing new characters and new stories, but all of those were kind of building us to one place. And one of the things that Marvel's got going on now is, like I said, an identity crisis where it doesn't feel like these shows are building to the same thing. They're all building to different things. And I'll be fascinated. This, you'd have to imagine, like I said, is going to tie in and start building us to Daredevil. That, I think, could be adjacent to the Young Avengers because of the Hawkeye connection to Maya. I don't know if we'll see Kate Bishop anywhere in this series. This trailer didn't show anything, and the vibe doesn't make me think that we will. But that is, I think, the more concerning piece. You get a trailer like this, I think this looks interesting. It looks like it could be a gripping, like I said, 10-episode binge. But what does it ultimately mean for where Marvel's going in the bigger storytelling picture? That, I don't know. And that's what we'll see in the coming years, is if Marvel can right the ship and kind of get us to a place where it at least feels like these things are building to stuff. That's the thing that I think I'm missing here. But everything else, I'm intrigued, man. I think it looks good. I think it's going to be well crafted. It's just, is the story going to be something that grips you over the course of 10 episodes? And the idea of a violent, possibly revenge type show being driven at the, antithesis of this man and this little girl now kind of grappling with things that have happened over the course of their lives together. I don't know, man. I'm kind of here. I mean, I'm a sucker for all Marvel. I'm here for all Marvel things. But Echo in particular, man, I think this is something that could be a little hidden gem that maybe people were kind of down on for whatever reason. And maybe when we get it, people are up on it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin is one of the greatest castings that's ever gone on in Marvel, even if it was on the Netflix side. Love the fact that Feige's not going to let that talent go to waste and going to continue to use them. So getting that character and that actor back on screen as a focal point of a series, even if he's not the front and center piece, like, it's stuff that I'm excited for. And if it builds to the right thing, that Daredevil show, like, when you're talking to building, that's where I want, like, build out that world. Figure out what to do with them characters afterward. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of up on Echo after that trailer. The question is, what about you guys? Where do you fall in the world of Marvel? You got some superhero fatigue going on for you? Do you think some of this negative energy sometimes that comes in with these shows and movies is unwarranted, and it's unfortunate that it happens before things come out? Do you think all 10 episodes dropping is a bad thing, or could it be a good thing? Are you excited to see a story about Echo and Maya and Kingpin? Are you pumped that it's going to be TVMA and it's going to be bloody and it's going to be mature and it's going to be violent? I mean, we saw a dude get popped in the head. I was like, I wasn't ready for that in the trailer, man. So if any of those things are speaking to you, or they weren't, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for Marvel Studios' Echo, put your thoughts down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions, you want to be here in a little over a month when Echo drops, to see what I'm thinking, to see if we throw up a reaction service, just reviews. You just like the vibe and just whatever this crazy dude's got going on over this channel. You haven't yet. You want to show a little love and support to the old C-Man, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. Just jump over there, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got two video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.